And listen, he does have a very long history. He is a racist through and through. He doesn't have to use the word N-word for it to become very clear what he is.
Look at my African-American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking about?
You have to laugh at that. You even laughed at that moment while it was happening, right?
Of course, man. It was funny.
You know what? Look at my African-American over here. Look at him.
And what has changed your mind about him and about the party?
Well, I mean, he and the party have just shown that they have no interest in any other group but whites. You know, whites are the primary group. Everyone else may get crumbs.
A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white in terms of the job market. And I think sometimes a black may think that they don't really have the advantage or this or that, but in actuality, today, currently, it's a great, I've said on occasion, even about myself, if I were starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black because I really believe they do have an actual advantage today.
Why do you bring that question up now? It's an interesting time to bring it up. You have people on both sides of that. They admitted their guilt. If you look at Linda Fairstein and if you look at some of the prosecutors, they think that the city should never have settled that case. So we'll leave it at that.
And what I'm saying is this, you had a group on one side and you had a group on the other, and they came at each other with clubs, and it was vicious, and it was horrible, and it was a horrible thing to watch. I do think there's blame. Yes, I think there's blame on both sides. You look at both sides. I think there's blame on both sides, and I have no doubt about it, and you don't have any doubt about it either. And if you reported it accurately, you would say.
Kill the person. Heather Heyer doesn't.
They showed up in Charlottesville
Excuse me.
to protest.
Excuse me. They didn't put themselves down as you, and you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. You had people in that group that were there to protest the taking down of, to them, a very, very important statue and the renaming of a park from Robert E. Lee to another name. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
Are you racist? I just want to ask you.
I am not. I don't have a racist bone in my body. And you can speak to a lot of people that know me very well. I have not got a racist bone in my body.
President Trump took his attacks on 4 Democratic lawmakers to a raucous campaign rally in North Carolina last night. His supporters chanted, "Send her back," echoing the president's racist tweet that the 4 women of color should go back to the countries where they came from.
Look at my African-American over here. Look at him.
The State Department recognizes these as legitimately.
It's not a birth certificate, Candy, and people are trying to figure out why isn't he giving his birth certificate. It's not a birth certificate. And maybe that's a question you should ask China.
Sir, why are you saying that to me specifically?
I'm telling you. I'm not saying it specifically to anybody. I'm saying it to anybody that asks a nasty question like that.
Tonight, I'm asking for the vote of every single African-American citizen in this country who wants to see a better future. To those I say the following. What do you have to lose by trying something new like Trump? What do you have to lose? I say it again, what do you have to lose? Look, what do you have to lose? You're living in poverty, your schools are no good, you have no jobs, 58% of your youth is unemployed. What the hell do you have to lose?
Long-standing critic Democrat Elijah Cummings raised concerns about conditions for child migrants at the US border. The president hit back, saying Baltimore, represented by Cummings, was rat and rodent infested. Many saw this attack on the majority black city to be racist, including civil rights activist Reverend Al Sharpton. President Trump then attacked him, calling him a con man who hates whites. Baltimore's population is 60% black. Parts of it are thriving and incomes are above average, though it has a very high crime rate. But this has become about more than just one city. The sheer volume of the president's Twitter tirades against high-profile, non-white American public figures suggests this isn't a sideshow. But it wasn't just Democrats up in arms. A big figure in the Republican Party, who's represented the people of Baltimore at state level, had this to say.
So, Mr. President, come on down. The streets are ready for you. The neighborhoods are ready for you. Folks want to talk to you. So just show up. Put the tweet down, brother, and show up. That's all you have to do. It's not complicated.
Today, in apparent weariness at charges of racism, the president said the road to election night next year was going to be a long one.
Radical left criminals, thugs, and to the ground. Won't happen. Radical left criminals, thugs, and others, all throughout our country and throughout the world, will not be allowed to set communities ablaze. We won't let it happen. It harms those who have the least, and we will be protecting those who have the least. The leadership of the National Guard and the Department of Justice are now in close communication with state and city officials in Minnesota, and we're coordinating our efforts with local law enforcement all across our nation. In America, justice is never achieved at the hands of an angry mob. I will not allow angry mobs to dominate. It won't happen.
Are you racist? I just want to ask you.
I am not. I don't have a racist bone in my body.
And listen, he does have a very long history. He is a racist through and through. He doesn't have to use the word N-word for it to become very clear what he is.